Hello. Problems as usual with the internet and all that jazz. Anyway, we'll give it a few minutes for people to come over here. There's always some sort of an issue, isn't there? Yes, indeed. The bit of ambient light was better for the television. Looked better in the light, didn't it? A bit of backlight will make it look better. Don't know. How are we all doing anyway? Hope you're all keeping well out there. Uh, do, do, do. That other live is dead. It won't work. So just be aware. Yeah, good to see you all keeping so well out there. Yeah, bit manic here. You're probably wondering why I've got Christmas lights up. It's not Christmas. The Christmas lights were removed. Why are all these Christmas lights? Well, I was given these today, this very day, and I would say that there are two sets of Christmas lights going into a little BC connector, so brought them in, and there wasn't a bulb gone on one. No, that's a lie. One of them was down to vacuum. It lost its vacuum. It lost its pip. I'd say they're 1960s, and they're the most dangerous set of Christmas lights I've ever seen. The wire in them is so thin, right? It is terrifying to think that there's 250 odd volts going through these. And then these other little ones here, the shade is also the insulator for the holder. So, and one or two of them are cracked, so you can touch where the electricity lives. Brutal. But I thought you'd like those, so I just stuck them up real quick. These lanterns I love. And they came in this box, and I reckon that's Italian that's on them. Luminoso Natale. And made in Italy. I was right, is it? 10 lights. And what else does it say on it? Something else, 220 volts. No year, unfortunately. It'd be lovely to know what year they were made. Not Pifco, but I reckon Pifco would be better quality than this. So, yeah, quite nice though. One lantern is broken, which is a shame. But however, that is all the excitement in my world, which isn't much. As you can see, the GEC McMichael is running on 405 lines. It's nowhere near finished yet, but I just said I'd switch it on and let it run there for a while, and we can monitor how it goes. But we've got the frame stage 90% there. We're going to change a few resistors. Can't get the linearity and the height quite right, so everything's out of mile. I didn't go into a detailed video about any of this because I just haven't got time. I just came out and did the work, but I'll do a little video for people just saying what I've done to make it chooch. So that's pretty much it. I'll just catch up with the live stream now in a second. Bear with me, please. I hope you're hearing me okay as well. Now, let me just catch up here with the live chat, see who we've got in the gaff tonight. We have live chat. We have White Sapphire. I'll use this computer because this is actually just a bit handier for this. Let me get into the minutiae of this now. We have Andy Doswell, Kev B, Roundy Mooney, Peter Paul, Rob's Radio Channel, The Chipmunk and White Sapphire are all in the house tonight so far. We've 15 watching. We give a shout out to those of you who don't comment in the live stream as well. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight as well. Everyone's welcome here. I do like it when people participate, but I am also aware that some people are not in a position to do so. And we send good wishes to you, one and all. We've Tasman in here as well. Great stuff, yeah. Quite happy with this GEC McMichael so far. And the neck of the tube is black. So she's had lots of use, but there's still plenty of life in that old tube, yeah. It being A59, AW59, something over 91. So let me see what people are saying in the chat. White Sapphire, I'm here and I'm all ears, super duper. And she encourages everyone to give thumbs up, which I know you will. Excellent. Rob's Radio Channel. Hello, everyone. Test card looking good. Thank you. See my dab radio. I did, Rob. Well done. Kev B is here. Good man, Kev B. Roundy Mooney is here. It's great to see you, Roundy. I hope you're keeping well. It's great to see you there. Thank you for tuning in. Thumbs up. We have Clay's is he. The Chipmunk is here. Yes, what am I doing over here? Computer issues at the last minute and so on and forth. Opposable thumbs, be afraid. Not Pifco then. No, they're not Pifco. I think they're worse than Pifco. I've never seen such thin wire used on the mains. I mean, you wouldn't even use it to wire up a speaker in a pocket transistor radio. It's really thin. It's like thread. Good stuff. I'm still picking up loads of radio stations from across the UK. Good man. Continental Electrics can be interesting. Yeah, well, you know, they've Spanish with the plug socket over the bath and all that kind of stuff. Handy if you want to have a, dry your hair in the bath or whatever. Colleague work in Spain, they use bell wire for mains. No idea of safe zones. Yeah. They don't care. How many people get killed over there, you'd wonder? Maybe we've just all gone a bit soft and we're too protected now. And, the whole health and safety thing here has probably gone too far. To be fair. Mounty, I must have about 8 or 9 repairs. Bluetooth installed through my hands since Christmas. Every one of them say thank you. Good man, Roundy. Good man. I really should be taking in a bit of repair work here, but I just haven't got the time at the minute. I mean, if I really had my head screwed on, I'd give up the day job and I'd be doing this full time. That'd be the sensible thing to do. Because we're not getting much crack out of the job at the minute. Who else? That's not going to work that way. Let's get that out of there. Cafe, chips on, dive shopping tannery. Can hear you loud and clear. And the 10k line whistle. Nothing wrong with your hair and so Taz. Murig Hailstone. Good evening. Nice to see the GEC up and running, not looking too bad at all. No. Thank God that line output transformer was alright. So far. Overwind looks shocking though. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Dennis, hello all. Very busy fighting with a faulty extractor fan, so we're mostly listening only. That's alright, Dennis. We know you're here. And we welcome you on board. Stupor stuff. I know it's a Monday night as well, so we probably won't get too many people in. Most people have to get up for work on a Tuesday morning. Now that is better. We're looking forward to that all week. Chipmunk says, you like this one. Got a TV aerial to line up tomorrow. I am hoping not cloudy. I can literally see Rowage Mast from the area position on a clear day. Super stuff. I used to quite enjoy doing aerial work till I went up in the gable and chimney and the whole lot started rocking. And I only go up in bungalows now if I have to. Although aerial work is really a thing of the past. The old aerial riggers are gone the same way as the TV repairman, unfortunately. Unless they're doing commercial PMR stuff or whatever. Very few of them around anymore. God, yeah, I remember the bell wire being used for table lamps. Yeah, shocking. Shocking. Oh, God, I crack myself up sometimes. I bought myself another vintage radio today. It arrived today. Good man. What did you get, Rob? Um, I have an Italian table lamp from the 60s. The mains lead is little more than a strand of 5 amp fuse wire dipped in paint. Yeah, some boys. Do do do. Yep, those buses won't run themselves, indeed, and they won't has. God, I'm away from the bus game altogether now. Sometimes I miss it, and then I see a clip on YouTube with some Dublin bus fella getting assaulted or something. And I'm like, yeah. Well, yeah, 8 years was enough. Might go back on the bus banners at some stage, but we'll see. I bought a TV area. Going to try and get Freeview here, Odgenodge from Northern Ireland. You'll get it no bother where you are, Rob. Absolute piece of piss to get Freeview from where you are. Just you can even see where you're pointing at. You can actually see the mast that you need to point it at from where you are. Yeah, nobody wants a proper aerial rigger anymore. Hence me, a Sparky, doing it. Sad times for the TV trade, but hey ho, work for me, and I try to do a good job. Good man, Chipmunk. Indeed, Chipmunk. Some of those aerial riggers were geniuses altogether. There was a lot of that kind of stuff going on over in Ireland. Obviously, area rigging was, I don't know if it was a bigger thing here, but you know, we were trying to steal British television, so there was some serious masts up on houses around this part of the country, especially down Dublin, Wicklow, where you know, 60, maybe 80 foot pole off the roof of a house with all the lashings and stuff. I don't know how they did it. And then they put when the masthead amplifier would go, they'd have to put the clamps on and go up the pole. And they were real, man. You know, Fred Dibner kind of stuff, that. Not a hope in hell I would go up a mast like that. But they did. Yeah. I mean, you look at old pictures of Dublin in the 60s and 70s, and you see Band 1 and 3 arrays up on 60 and 100 foot poles. It was nuts. It was crazy stuff. Kev B says the telly, the Dyson, the dishwasher, and the toilet all broke within 3 days. Someone doesn't like me. Well, I hope Mrs. B isn't going around scuppering all these things on you. Keep you busy. Evening all. Underscore is here. Good evening, Underscore. How are you? We have a washing machine in the bathroom here. I'm still alive, and a plug board on top of it. One of your UK Irish 2-pin plugs with side Earthland. Good enough. I just bought a lovely golden Sovereign 3 radio by Hacker. Ah, yeah, the Hackers are nice. I have a couple of Hackers here somewhere. Master amplifiers cause a much gnashing of teeth when they stole the high band UHF for cellular. Oh yeah, and then the masthead amps all got overloaded front ends and stuff. Ah. Yes, indeed. I have to call the water board and tell them that their meter shut-off valve is affected. That's always a problem, all right. Andy Dodd says he seems to be breeding Hackers here. Well, then you're breeding money. Although I don't know, they're still turning the kind of money they were 10, 15 years ago. I don't know if they're just making the mad money that they once were. I mean, it was crazy at one stage. There's a lot of obviously home area installations on walls, windowsills, etc. Lils. Yeah, I love it when you see one. The little Group A, B, C, D Yagis, the little small 12 element ones or whatever, and you see them pointing straight up. I always think that. And you see quite a bit of that around. Um, Looks, yeah, brutal, absolutely. Some of the DIY aerial jobs are really interesting, all right. Uh, you can see the picture of them tell you a bit better. Big light on. Not bad, is it? You wouldn't fall out of it. Do, 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 do. Every time I sit in my kitchen, the Yagi opposite offends me. I keep wondering which satellite it's pointing to. It's terrible to know this stuff, isn't it? And shit like that bothers me too. Um, Teddy was started by buying a new one. Good man, Kev. Dyson was a corroded connector, and the dishwasher can wait. The toilet was the worst. 3 trips to screw fix, and a proper bodge job has it working now. Yeah, you see, none of that toilet stuff is standard. They're all different. Pain in the arse. Pain in the arse. Saw a loft mounted aerial nailed to someone's bedpost once. We live in a conceded TX mast from the window territory. So it works. Bit odd, alright. That telly must weigh 6 stone. It's heavy enough, alright. It is heavy enough. It's a more substantial cabinet than the later ones. It's actually proper plywood. Only our chipboard shit here. Unlike our slightly later GEC 24-inch that we had on the bench before Christmas. Hotboard. That the satellite or something else? Chipmunk. Wonderful stuff. Turn off that light. It's too bright for all that. Leave these little ones on though. The lead in the glass of the earlier CRTs makes its weight known. It certainly does, alright. Some of them last, the true flat CRTs from Philips and Sony were ridiculously heavy. It was crazy stuff. Don't miss lugging them around. See, they're starting to gain a bit of traction with our retro gaming friends. It was a float valve. Had to hack the nearest one they stock. After much stress and swearing, getting it to fit round a better replacement on Amazon for £9. Yeah, that's what happens, alright. Hotboard Eutelsat, famous for Dutch specialist channels back in the day, 13 degrees east, was suggesting what sat the Yagi was pointing at. Of course, Chipmunk, we believe you. This is the problem with all this stuff. What about the 1500s with their plastic cabinets with printed wood effect? What about the 1615? I've one of those here somewhere. Horrible bloody yoke altogether. Why couldn't Thorn make a good black and white TV? Um, Patrick Bourne is here. Good evening, Patrick. How are you? Do we have underscore Patrick Bourne, Andy Doswell, Kevy B, Peter Paul, Tasman, and the Chipmunk in the chat. Thorn wanted you to buy a new bad TV every few years. Yeah, quite possibly. I don't know. Like the likes of the Thorn 1400 does nothing for me now, I have to say. And I don't have one, funny enough. Very good line output transformers though. Oh yeah, as Andy Doswell says there, spent all the money, the development money on the line transformer that never failed. Yeah, well there you go. Yeah, yeah, good line output transformer, huh? Watch the credits rolling on Coronation Street and see what you get for yourself. Yeah, that's Thorn for you. Had another AVO 8 in last week, which was another pain in the arse. Sorted now, 3 volt DC range was. Oh, I had to get it perfect. Next one, I'll write off. Good man. Chipmunk misses. Now I have a 30 centimeter dish on the windowsill here. Never watch off satellite though. Signal's a lot stronger here than Central Europe. Yeah, because Lidl or Aldi or one of them used to sell this travel kit with a tiny 30 centimeter dish with a G clamp on it. They don't work too well here though. They're probably alright when you go into Europe like that. Just a little bit on the edge of the horizon, I think. You know, so I love when you know when you go down to Lanzarote or something and the satellite dishes down there, the course, they're almost up like a sundial. It's funny looking when you're used to having them almost straight. Yeah. Our Mega is dead. Component failure, £300 repair bill, but under warranty. Oh, that's not so bad. Can't fix it yourself, no. Kevy B would be your man there if it wasn't a warranty. Excuse me, I am a little bit tired tonight. The credits on Crossroads was the worst. They used slide across the screen and up the screen, transitioning. Though the worst focus parts, through the worst focus parts of the screen. Do you remember at one time in broadcast, and you notice it on old programs especially, where they had the safe area. You know, all the action was happening within the centre 2/3 of the tube. Yeah, it's odd, alright. You're supposed to have to drill a little drain hole in them down there. Oh God, what's that for? Do 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 do. Yeah. Z cars, yeah. Crossholes is filling down the road from me, says Doswell. Oh man, Andy. You had recycled those neurons for something more productive, I hope. It's terrible, isn't it? You know, we like to say now, God, there's nothing on the television these days. Wasn't it great years ago? Was it really? You know, they only repeat the good stuff. There was an awful lot of shit on the telly back then, too. Or does it say they only repeat the good stuff? The bloody background colour would change every title. Benny and his Morris Minor. Did I recap that TV Odge Oh, what a phrase. I have changed some capacitors in the television. Yes. Many are original though. Some needed to be replaced in the frame stage. We had an electrolytic in the video output stage, which was very upset. We also changed a valve in the VHF tuner because it was totally knackered and giving very low gain. And there's an awful lot more work to be done to it, really. Probably looks better on the camera than it is in real life, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And we've got a good, strong CRT, which is always good news. I mean, them 23-inch tubes, they can be a little bit dodgy sometimes, you know. But quite happy with this one so far. Good evening, JJ, and everyone in chat from Barnsley. Lovely stuff. Nice to have you here, Alan. The famous story about the UK Army in the Falklands, where they refer to the locals as bennies because they were thick, and got told off not to do that because it was insensitive. So they called them still because they were still bennies. Still. Huh. Just finishing 72-year-old main smoother was fine after a few hours on the doofer. Dreadnought capacitor reformer doofer. I find, I don't know, off the top of the head now, it won't come to me what brand of electrolytics the Bosch used back then, but they are almost always perfect. Those the absolute best quality electrolytics, and that main smoothing block on them very rarely give any trouble and will be okay. Same to the likes of the DAC 10 radios and that, they were just very good stuff. Which you can't say for a lot of other makes. The other two were very upset out there. Yeah. I'm still mad now that I have the team tune stuff stuck in my head. That's terrible, isn't it? No more talk of off-topic nonsense. Then what are we going to talk about? I don't know. 24 people tuned in now with 12 thumbs up. Red alert, where it is in Roundy Mounty when you need them. Yeah, I know, we're doing well. We're doing well. We can't complain. If only I could get more spare time, would be flying. It is a problem the whole time. Like getting out now and again to do a few bits at this, half an hour here, half an hour there. You know. Um, hmm. I thought you'd like that. Right, we'll fade that out. That's enough of that. Hmm. Is that the McMichael running 405 lines inquires Alan? It isn't dead, sir. Good man, Roundy, thank you. I hope are you having a nice glass of red Roundy tonight? Oh, there. Well, you see, that's the problem with the standards converters, Mr. Doswell. They're so fucking small. It's so easy. I don't know where my hedgehog is at the minute, or the hedgehog, the Aurora. That's why I'm using the hedgehog at the minute. Um, oh, it'll turn up somewhere. But yeah, I mean, at least when they were, in 19-inch racks, 8 foot tall, it was hard to mislay them. Uh, I tried playing the team tune last night, trying to find a handful of tunes only for someone who would remember for my ringtone. Uh, Peter Paul hasn't been to the shed since November. Oh, there. He probably is under the sink, or it's in the fridge beside the cheese. You went with the Casualty 1986 team. What about the original Bill team? That's pretty good. It's the hedge pig that's missing. Well, there you go. That's sort of a bit of balance in the world, isn't it? I don't know where my Aurora is, but I have the hedgehog. You don't know where your hedgehog is, but you have your Aurora. So like it sort of evens out, doesn't it? Maybe you have my Aurora and I have your hedgehog. Would that make sense? I don't know. Please send back my Aurora. Uh, uh, I am having a nice Merlot Lodge. No repairs this evening. Good man, Roundy. No, you have to have a break from it now and again. Indeed. Absolutely. Uh, Wooden top. That's right, Chipmunk. We do watch a bit of vintage Bill in the evening, stuff to chill out. They're all up on YouTube. So we do. Handy watching, and you don't have to pay too much attention because the little lad is running around, and well, he's not running around, but he's shouting and roaring or whatever. So you can't really follow that on the TV anyway. Young Mr. Carver, yeah, God love me, he made a plonker of himself quite a few times, didn't he? You'll Never Be Blake's 17 tune. That was a masterpiece in the babe. Oh, yeah. Can we have a fun fact before I have to sign off for bed? Fire away, Mr. Paul. Yes, indeed, they were chipmunk, but then think about some of the heads that were in behind some of these programs. Finger mouse. Blake 7 was good. Hitchhiker's Guide was good as well. The original Bill was, yes, the original Bill theme was Overkill. That's right. And it was produced by a chap I know called John Devereaux. Yeah, there you go. He's a music producer fella. Bagpuss. Ah, wonderful. What about Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men? There's probably no one old enough to remember them here, I suppose. The scan coils are disintegrating on this set, which is now I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think there's enough plastic and stuff to hold them together, but it seems to be made out of a type of either perspex or styrofoam. I don't know, but it's all vanishing rapidly to nothing. But I think it'll be alright. They don't make them like they used to. I'm watching the height here on the screen, or not the height, the width. Well, I'm watching both. And she seems pretty stable so far, given the fact we're on about 40 minutes. We should have a line about who can hear the line output, and then we could correlate that with what age they are and the frequency response drop off in your hearing as you get older. Isn't that a wonderful idea? Jesus. Mooney knows how to do it. Right, we'll do that. We'll have a poll. Where is my... too many computers and keyboards and things around the place. Do. Oh, yeah. I have bad tinnitus, so I can always hear the lion whistle. Oh, shit. I had really bad tinnitus, but it was short term. Went away. Got a bit of hearing damage from my wheel going back when I was 18. White Sapphire it is. Oh, no. Useless fact. The set from the Dentrasi ship in the Hitchhiker's Guide was used in Aliens and Red Dwarf. That is interesting. much gentler time, indeed. Then it says, I have an exceptionally rare handmade bagpost, life size, the first company to get an official licensing to make them before they made the retro revival and started to be franchised on merchandised on mass. Thank you, Mr. Bourne. Always appreciated. I remember watching all the stuff with Mother. Yeah. We go to about 11 kilohertz. The whistling is actually killing me. Got nothing wrong with Dennis's hearing. Maybe 12 actually. Yeah, it's interesting how the frequency response changes. I did actually see your video on fan stars, but I didn't get to see it all because it was interrupted. It seems to happen a lot these days. Need the ears power washed? Only 47? Ah, yeah, yeah. You should probably be able to go to 14 or nearly 15. Can I still hear 625? No. I could hear 625 in my early 20s. And certainly I used to be called into the shop all those years ago when there was buzzing coils and stuff. Um, you know, find out which coil is buzzing in that television because it's driving them mad or it's driving their dog mad. And I go in there with a pencil and that one, bit of loud. He wouldn't be able to hear it at all, of course, because he was 70 plus. Yeah, they were great days, weren't they? Handy bit of pocket money. It is amazing. Some of the line whistles on some of these sets is incredible. This one's loud, but it's not really loud. I have a Pi CTL or CTM 17 something, and the line whistle on it is incredible. You can't use it, and it was obviously like that from you because I heard another one a few years ago with a show, and it was the exact same. You could hear it as soon as you walked into the hall, and the thing was 40 yards over there. Just nonsense. Um, yeah. So some of those 405 sets were just not ridiculous. That is quite loud. It's not bad. Now I couldn't have that in the house running on 405. The drive for bananas. Um, and it's amazing that people put up with it. Sitting there all evening listening to that. Nuts. Bit of tone coming through there too. I think the line whistle's actually getting louder. Anyway, we're not worried about it. We turn it off in a minute. The only thing I'm happy with is that the width has been rock solid through this performance. So we're happy about that. That is a good sign. Let me have a look here and see what people are saying. Newry Cowstone hasn't heard a 625 line whistle in a long time. That confirms what I've been told. Super. Can't hear the line whistle from Murphy oil immersed lineable transformers. Indeed. And I have a V310, no, sorry, I have a V330 going, the VHF radio in it. here, and there's no noise out of that. Why the other manufacturers didn't go that way, I don't know. Well, we do. It's down to price, obviously. But yeah, it goes to show that if they wanted to do something about the line whistle issue, that it was well within their reach to do something about it. But they obviously the cost of those oil immersed transformers was pretty expensive. Um, so anyway, we'll end the poll because you've had long enough. If you want to vote, you will have voted by now. 63% can, 36% cannot. With 19 votes. And of course, some people will not be in a position to vote, which we understand. Yummy PCBs. There was actually the line output transformers didn't have PCBs in them because a chat that has a fellow YouTuber he did. Had some of the oil sent off, and that was Trevor Goodenough. He collected Murphy televisions, and he had the oil sent off and analysed, and there was no PCBs in that. I reckon it was just some sort of vegetable oil. Rob is here. Hello, Rob. Hello, Odge. Hope you got that right. Hello, everyone. The GC is looking good. Good. Nice to see all set up and running. Thank you, Rob. Shit, the 14.6 are decent with accuracy, etc., but need to be wrapped up and couldn't wrap. Yeah, there you go, Brownie. And I've heard of people taking the oil out. There was a problem with them transformers in that the water gets into them anyway. And you know how oil goes and it gets water in it. And what one chap recommended doing was pour the oil out of the transformer, pour it into a saucepan, and heat it up on a stove for 10 or 20 minutes. You know, don't boil it or get mad hot, but, you know, bring it up to, about 100 degrees. It'll evaporate all the water out and then put the oil back into the transformer. Bung back in. And then other people have said you can use engine oil, cooking oil. Probably better off using a synthetic engine oil that it won't go putrid. I don't know if you pour vegetable oil in there, it might be great after a couple of years. But I did a video here. Oh no, come back, camera. Come back, camera. Come on, you can do it. I did a video on that V330 here when I got it. And Trevor got it going and all, he gave it to me. So I didn't have to do anything to it, although it needs one or two little jobs. But the build quality in the Murphy stuff, out of this world. Really unbelievable. Super stuff. They're hydroscopic. We have to test the oil in ours as part of planned maintenance. They do have silica gel breathers, etc. My dummy load uses olive oil that's being boiled. And presumably if you get enough RF output, you can boil it again. Mr. Sheen used the oil out of oil-filled radiators. That's it. I'm opening a tin of Thatcher Sushima as well. Why wouldn't you? Interesting. Wouldn't dream of such a thing. Hmm. Mr. Sheen, the big scary 120 kilowatt cable test sets use proprietary expensive oil. I personally think it's just refined mineral oil. Yeah, well, I mean, what sort of oil is it going to be? It's not going to be some sort of rare nut oil or something, you know. Um, yeah, you'd wonder, alright. Same with X-ray to something. Thanks. That heart symbol gets in the way of the comments. I mean, YouTube, what is that? He's not lay this thing out a bit better. Bit crap. Yeah. People are lashing that icon out now. I am myself actually just with the crack. Uh, Maplin antennas in the 80s and 90s said to use transformer oil or veg. Excuse me. Um, I think they hoped you'd use crisp and dry, then buy a new one. Feckers. Um, and Klystron tanks and particle accelerators. It does a good job of keeping the sparking bits at bay. Yes, oil is a good insulator. Shimmy up an electric pole and siphon some oil out of the pole transformer. Don't think Mr. Mooney would be impressed with us doing something like that. Can you disable that icon, John Joe? But not one wrong. You can disable the icon. I have, yeah, I'm sure I do. Can. Doesn't bother me all that much, really. Um, it's a bit of fun anyway. Push it 100 million times. Watch all that stuff float up our. Great crack. Um, Cantena was a Tandy product. Cantena, I wonder was that name registered because Heatkit had a Cantena as well. You can use large tanks of salted water as a dummy load. Oh yes, the water itself. Yes, indeed. Um, I read that years ago. One of the ways that they used to test tram motors was to get an oil drum, fill it up with water, and then some hydrochloric acid to make an electrolyte, and then get a smaller, say, 10-gallon drum, right, and use that as like a variable resistor. And the small drum would be lowered into the solution in the bigger drum. Depending on how far in or out the drum was, would vary the resistance of said Duffertron. Difficult to keep a constant impedance with Brian. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. Yes. Well, it's likely to lower as you go higher, isn't it? You make it so and it stays fixed. Interesting. Sodium hydroxide. Ah, that's interesting, Ari. I took a tip from Mike Electrical Stuff to test a high power supply tool long ago. Long length of enamel copperware into a bucket of water. Worked very well. It's a good idea, alright. Besides, you only need to use one occasionally. However, do you want to do? However, what you do you want to do? Spend 500 quid on a large 2 kilowatt dummy load or a pound on a bucket of water and salt. Yeah. Good man, Andy Doswell. We all wish you a very good night, sir. Thank you for calling in. Always good to see and hear from you. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks very much, Andy. Good night and enjoy your week off work. I hope you get a bit of workshop time at home for yourself. I was regurgitating stuff from 1930s theatre dimmer manuals. There's a phrase you don't read every day. Indeed. Uh, yeah, get that TV22 boxed off. Good night, Andy. How is everyone else enjoying tonight's live stream? A bit relaxed tonight. There's not much happening really, but we're doing quite well. I do appreciate all your comments, interaction in the live stream chat because it makes my life an awful lot easier in thinking of shit to say. I think the width has been fairly stable on that television all evening. Alan Horst is just here for the crack. Good man, Alan. Where is Michael Dranfield tonight? He's probably in bed or doing something more interesting. Sure, it wasn't probably. He didn't know it was on. I'm only here by sheer chance. Indeed, Mr. Dranfield probably didn't get a notification. I believe he has some sort of difficulties with his computer machine. Yes, indeed. Don't think I'll be around much longer myself. I have to say, the old tiredness is starting to kick in a little bit. Man has been sat here with no diesel hay. Thanks very much, Chipmunk. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. You're always very good to me in these live chats, and it is gratefully appreciated. Oh, sorry. Was there a notification? I don't know. No, I don't know, Roundy. I had set up a live stream. I set it up around 5 or 6 o'clock, but that live stream didn't work. So right at the very start of this one, I had to put a link in that one to come over here. But YouTube was pretty poor. Like community posts, there's a good poll actually on community posts. I put a community post out today. Did you see it? Keyboard. It showed up my feed when I logged on. Then you were over here instead. Sure, I got one. Take enamel stuff into the water. The end solder to some decent cable running to the output of the power supply. Just true copper wire would short out if it touches itself in the water. Makes sense. You do most YouTubing on a desktop, but you shouldn't see the community posts, yeah. YouTube are crap. I don't have to ask you if you're subscribed or not because you have to be subscribed to interact in the live stream. So I don't need to ask you that question. So I don't know. Not seeing anything from Michael Dronfield lately, inquires Rob. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just busy, you know. He doesn't get much spare time. I know that. I do be in contact with him sometimes. And anytime I am in contact with him, he just tells me he's out the door with work. So the way he shoots his videos and that, it's a bit time consuming. So he just hasn't got the spare time to be at the YouTube. It's Rob. Where are you in the world, Rob? Good to have you in the chat, by the way. I follow Mike. Well, look, didn't copper. I said true copper wire. Didn't copper wire. Oh, interesting. All these acronyms. He did a vid on an old Sharp VCR the other day. Ah. For the guys and gals, yeah, indeed. He wants to be doing an awful lot more stuff on YouTube, but he's just not getting the chance. Most people have not seen the community post on YouTube from me about the end of 405 lines, which means I'll end the poll. Anyone who wanted to vote will have done so by now. Should spit up in the chat there. 9 volts. That's a bit depressing. Rob is in Milton Keynes in England. Ah, very good, Rob. I don't see community posts at all on my feed. It's interesting. You'd imagine that all my subscribers should get to see my community posts. I mean, I could be posting about anything, important stuff. But I see plenty of community posts from YouTubers I watch. But with polls and information on live streams and all that kind of shit. you're sub to about 1,200 channels. Well, that's a bit special. You possibly have broken a chipmunk, yes. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a bit crap, but YouTube is a bit crap lately anyway, I have noticed. And it's actually getting crapper. The amount of basically pornography in the shorts thing now is ridiculous. Yeah, if I say something like, well, fuck, I will get big red flags and stuff. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Rob is just down the road from Bletchley Park, not jealous at all, says Kevin. Did. Kevin would love to get in there and start twiddling all those things and doofers. Shango is pissed off with it too, but he's pissed off at everything. Yeah, they've kind of pulled the plug on poor old Shangaroo. Any of you who watch him will notice that his channel has not grown at all in the last year. He sort of sat at around 70 something thousand subscribers. It was growing really fast and then it just stopped. Dennis is sub to nearly 800 channels, so he doesn't. Well, you see them, yeah, they probably don't prioritise me over other bigger YouTuber doofers if you subscribe to a load of them. Television is on an hour and 10 minutes. The width has snuck out a little bit, but not much. So, all in all, quite happy with that. I'm going to switch it off now, actually. It's been on long enough. The picture's a bit noisy, don't it? It's a little bit better. I mean, oh. Right. Turn down the brightness, the contrast. Give it a second or two. And then I will switch off. Because the white spot suppression isn't working because one side of the main switch is linked out. I'll probably still get a bit of a spot. Yeah. Not too bad though. Well, that's another job to do. We'll probably just spray a bit of shit into the switch and that'll work again. Remove the shorten link. I do watch him every weekend. There's nuggets in there. Yeah, it's not far from me, the famous Bletchley Park man, Rob. Fran Blanche was complaining about the same thing a few days ago. Yeah, she probably was, but I think what happened, Fran's channel, now I don't watch Fran's stuff really. But I mean, she was tailing along and she had so many 100,000 subscribers or whatever it was. And then she did that video on the UFO thing, the Tic Tac UFO that was topical, whatever it was, 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And she blew up, went through the roof. But then these were people who just watched that video who weren't interested in the stuff she did. I mean, I could do a viral video here on something totally off the wall that had nothing to do with any of this. Like, I don't know, drive me van into a wall or something. And I'd get 1 million views. And I'd get maybe 100,000 subscribers. But they're not going to come back next week to see me pissing about in the back of a television. So it's a false kind of a growth, So your growth has to be organic. But, yeah. Electro Noobs is having the same issue. Since Shorts, he has declined and no longer makes as much money. He almost jacked it all in. The thing is, no Shorts means limited views for you. Indeed. Well, I mean, my revenue was disgusting now at the minute. What I get, I used to get about on average €2 a day out of advertising revenue on all the videos I've made across the board. I don't know how many videos I've got up now. I don't know, maybe I think I'm north of 400 videos out there, right? And about €2 a day. Now that's gone down. If I don't put a video out or don't do anything on YouTube, it goes down to around between 20 and 40 cents a day. So the ad revenue is on right down, right? And then at the same time, on the other side, they keep telling me to do shorts. So I go into I have a studio app for some people. Some of you will have it as well. Studio app, and you go in there and you do you get these big flashy things. Start doing YouTube shorts now. You can do you. If I wanted to make short little videos, I'd be on TikTok. Um, I was on TikTok briefly, but I didn't like it. But yeah, I think all those fellas and the likes of Shango and that, as you say, his channel isn't growing at all now. It should be. And where other channels are big. I mean, why isn't Shango's channel as big as Mr. Carlton's Lab? There's a question for you. And then you see other people like Ringway Manchester. Now, I know some of you here don't like Ringway Manchester, but I find these videos entertaining. He's got over 100,000 subscribers in 2 years or whatever. So, and then this other dude that he knocks around with, what's his name? Andy something or other, is it? I mean, he's got over 100,000 subscribers as well. So, for what? They seem to be rehashing this thing called Meshtastic lately. It's the only thing to make videos about the last 3 or 4 weeks, as far as I can see, is a thing called Meshtastic, where you've got these little dongly doofers to talk to one another, and you can send text messages and hook them up to your phone. Don't really see the point in it myself. Maybe it's interesting if you're into that kind of shit. But I don't know, is anyone here into a Meshtastic? But it's just interesting to look at the growth of some YouTube channels compared to others. I don't know. The whole thing is just baffling to me, to be honest. Let me actually read the live chat here. We can't talk and read at the same time. Yeah. There. Dennis says, I have seen recently is people ripping off older YouTubers that have retired. I saw some guys were ripping off a photonic induction's brick in a washing machine, and they stated that they were the first to do it. Apart from touching the chassis, how do you tell if it's live? A live chassis doesn't say on the back cover. Okay, so a television like this, where one side of the mains is directly connected to all the metalwork. Say if you just went into a house and was plugged in, you wanted to know, you get your phase tester out, touch it off the metalwork, doesn't light up. It's wired to the neutral side. If you have it in here, and say you can check with your multimeter, so you put your multimeter on the ohms range, one probe to the metalwork, and then the other probe to either a conductor on the plug, and whichever one has the lowest resistance, which should be near enough zero, or very close to it, that one is connected to the metalwork, so you wire that to the neutral, and then you're good to go. Always be careful. Wear a raincoat when you go to work and all that jazz. You assume they are all live. Well, that's exactly what you do, and that's why you do those little tests first. Yeah, you shouldn't actually touch it to see if it's live. That's not a good idea. Yeah, like the old electrician I seen years ago used to lick his thumb and stick it into the BC sockets to see if the light was switched on or off. Obviously, his old thumb went hardened and built up a bit of resistance. Nearly missed this. Have we changed the Monday? No, we haven't changed anything. We're all work patterns and stuff are all upset. Um, we're probably going to be once a month mode for a while. But this was more. I have to grab my opportunities these days, Michael. It's good to see you in the chat. They were all inquiring where you were earlier. They were concerned as to the lack of Michael Dranfield in the live chat. So it's good to have you aboard and a happy new year to you. And I must give you a bell someday soon for a bit of a chat, actually. Yeah, I'll give you a bell someday if that's all right, Joe Michael, and we'll have a bit of a yap and a bit of a moan. So yeah, that's my take on YouTube and the lack of channel growth for YouTubers that are very big and good, and some that aren't, and they're growing and all that jazz. So I think there's problems for YouTube. As you say, people ripping off. You see, that is something that people say to me about YouTube. Now, friends of mine who wouldn't be watching technically stuff like this or all this kind of fringe interest stuff, but YouTube in general, they would generally watch YouTube if you like, and they all say the same thing, that there's nothing new on YouTube. It's all the same shit over and over. And I'd be inclined to agree. It's Sunday afternoon. Don't be doing that. Don't be confusing the man. Game ball, Michael. That's fine, John Joe. Thank you, Kev B. Jim Simpson's here. Good evening, sir. They said Colossus couldn't be rebuilt, but Tony said proved them wrong, and they it. There is nothing new on YouTube because YouTube hates new stuff. Big Clive is still enthusiastic about YouTube, though. Indeed, but I think Big Clive is nearly 1 million subscribers, so he probably is. His bank account is probably pretty enthusiastic about YouTube too. I mean, I think if you're on YouTube and you've got the big numbers, you're probably sturdy enough. The sharp build quantity, absolutely. Sharp stuff is tasty. Yeah, YouTube's doing weird stuff. I've been unsubbed from people that I had no intention from unsubbing from. I often wonder how many people that watch me have been unsubbed from me. Is that a Panasonic you're leaning on? No, but very close, young Michael. It is of that sort of Far Eastern, destroy the British economy type of set from the mid-80s. It's a Sanyo. Sanyo. It is a Sanyo, and it was actually made in the UK. It's a CTP 41441. I don't know if that's an export model or a British model. It does have a VHF tuner on it, though. Here, I'll have to turn the set back on for Michael to see, won't I? Came in and turned off the television, Michael. I'll just turn those two knobs up, so it's probably going to look crap. Come on, Telly, come on. Come on, Match of the Day is on in 2 minutes. Come on, hurry up. You can do it, Telly. The cabinet on this thing is spotless. You know, like there's one or two tiny little marks on it, but I mean it's pretty tasty. Sonia, wait, I couldn't tell you what chassis has in it, Michael. All I know is it works. Come on, telly. There we go, EHD and all that jazz. Yeah, that's not bad. I just twisted the two knobs up and it's nearly bang on. What do you think of that, Michael? I'll turn on this light, you can probably see it better. There you go. What do you think of that? Michael is impressed. 405 of your finest interlaced lines, sir. And line flywheel synchronization, don't you know? We'll turn it off though. We're sort of halfway through it. Get back in your high still there for a minute, John Joe. It is 22:22 for those of you watching the clock to get up for work in the morning. Oh, Strawberry, that is the problem with the old 50 hertz. Whatever. I also thought, Mr. Dranfield, that you would be impressed with my very cheap Italian-made Christmas lights, which use very tiny strands of cable with 250 volts on them. Highly dangerous. Should be destroyed, really. Our first VHS was a Sharp 9300 purchase from Comet, Bow Street, Liverpool, X-Display with a mark on the top, so we got a reasonable discount. Nice one. That dot though, yeah. We'll have to fix the switch off suppression because we don't want a hole burnt in the screen. We used to see the odd television come in with the little black dot in the very centre. It's a bit sad. Never understood why they had the VCR button though, and yes, 8 motors and idlers. Best picture I ever seen on a VCR was an NV2000 Panasonic, wasn't it? NV2000 top loader with a brand new head in it, and my God, it was like looking at a DVD. She was super, and I scrapped it. Oh, one of my big regrets now, I must say, was scrapping that machine. Anyway. I might be giving Michael a Sharp 9300 to work on, depending on what state it's in when I dig it out. Good. We have a real motor on order, so you can still buy that shit, can you? Unbelievable. Unbelievable you can still get that stuff. I never saw the dot. What I remember was the pic collapsing to a letterbox size in the middle of the screen, then rolling over backwards, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen some TVs do that alright. I'm back listening to my 1968 radio at the moment, Odge. The best quality picture I saw on a standard VHS deck was the Panasonic G40. With that deck though, yeah, some of them were awful, alright. New old stock as well. It's amazing what's out there, isn't it? Deck out doesn't. The mate doesn't ring a bell to me, but I've seen some of my TVs do that. They're all a bit different. I suppose it just depends on the condition of the electrolytes throughout and what stays slightly more charged up than other things as the whole thing collapses. Hodge, do I deserve to be banned from the channel? You keep asking me that every now and again, Robin. You need to give it up. Jim Simpson, you were not born with a wristwatch. Jim Simpson is from Scotland, if I remember correctly. I trust you all enjoyed my video on the little kit radio. I'll do another one of those. I might document it if you would like me to. There's a poll. Oh, poll. Start a poll. Everyone likes a poll. There. Did it. Yeah, this looked like it tried to go to a line on the screen but lost power before it could make it. Yeah. All depends, alright. Interesting, alright. Good man, Roundy. Paula handled itself handsomely. It did to a point. It's gone low gain on me today, though. I was fiddling around with it in the field and work, and barely hear that on it. So, no, one of the IF transistors or transformers might be dodgy. Alan Horst says he's been on making tea. Anyone fancy one? Yeah, I'm going to go in now in a couple of minutes and have a cup of tea. I'm going to pull the plug in a few minutes. You are forewarned. AliExpress is the place to go if you want kit radios, and they're cheap. There's all sorts of different ones, and it's a lot of fun. Of course, was Deca a rebadge thing or just not known in Ireland? Funny enough, I don't think Deca were ever sold in Ireland, were they? I'm not sure. Did you ever come across any Deca televisions around? I have a couple of radio projects in the pipe. Going to try my hand at woodworking, good man. Right, peeps. Work tomorrow, so bedtime. Catch you all soon. Good night, Kev B. We're catching another one up the road. You have not still finished your kit radio, Rob. I did see your video on that. So, yeah, get that going. Looks interesting, alright. Rob has got a lovely 4-valve amplifier. There were a good few Decas here shipped. My first experience of them was navigators on our trawlers. Not the tellies, Odge, no. Ah, yes, the old. I'm seeing them, alright. Indeed. I've been busy working, Odge. What do you work at, Rob? Yeah, it's hard to get time for your hobbies, alright, when work has to come first, unfortunately. But do finish that kit radio, it looks kind of interesting. You can make modern radios with an Arduino and a bit of kit and a bit of code and blah blah blah, especially with the SI chips. Indeed. A real radio uses valves. Yeah, I mean, kind of agree. 15 volts. Everyone wants to see the kit radio made. We will end the poll. Anyone who wanted to vote will have done so by now. Many moons ago, I sent away for a ZM414 kit radio. I still have it around somewhere. Very good. Frowns and Crystal said, Dave, I've been helping my next door neighbour with the building stuff and doing strawberries. Yes, indeed. It's coming into that time of year now. We'll have to be getting the polytunnels ready and changing the compost and planting out the strawberries and all that jazz. Not simple. We had Decca TVs and RTV rentals. Very good. Right, I'm going to pull the plug, boys and girls, on YouTube, as Mr. Dranfield would say. It's time to do so. We're on an hour and a half, and it's time I went to bed. So I'm going to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you to Chipmunk for the litre and a half of diesel oil for that heater doofer. And I hope I will get another live stream in the near future. Thinking of setting up channel memberships. I would appreciate it if you would join. What will you get for your channel membership? Probably nothing. It'll be a very small fee though, but it just helps keep the thing ticking along. We will catch you in the next one, and in the meantime, hopefully I'll get a bit more done on this. And we've no 625 line action yet, so we need to sort that out. The front end is not down what it should be down. So I would say good night to one and all. Read off all the participants here in no particular order. Alan Horst, Dennis, Mike 01, Delta Lima Golf, Enda Carroll, Ian Deacon, Jim Simpson, Kev B, Kilsa Brackley, Michael Dranfield, Rob's Radio Channel, Roundy Mooney, The Chipmunk, and White Sapphire. Thank you to all of those of you who cannot comment for one reason or another. A good night to you as well. Notification would be nice. Well, you'll have to fix that at your end. Some people think I am ready. I am already a member. Thanks very much, Chip. Thanks, everyone. There was a Decca DM4 1954. Yeah, there was one of those for sale in Ireland there a while ago, a couple of years ago. But yeah, it was a bit rough. Odd Josh, would you not go Facebook? I would not, Rob. No, not interested in Facebook. See you next time. Odd Josh. Good night, everyone, from Michael Dranfield. Good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Good luck for now.